Hello. My name is Altaria, or in this game, Shamendara. And apparently, I'm the spinner guy, I suppose. So, I felt like it's only fitting that I make this stupid video. So let's get into it. First, I'm gonna explain how a perfect spin is achieved and what it is in the first place. And then I'm gonna dive into the practical methods to practice. Okay? So, now a lot of players would take their controllers and they would go crazy on the joystick like this. And it would look like this, exactly. So, it looks like this because you're spinning way too fast for the game to register each direction. So, you don't want to go too fast, even on the keyboard. So, if I go like this, it's like it looks ugly as fuck. Like it's not really a perfect circle. So you don't want to go too fast. But here's the thing. You don't want to go too slow either. At all. And this is even more dangerous. Let's say, I don't know, you're in a main city or you're in Johto Safari, Riolamido, and everyone's shunting at nighttime. And then you're spinning, right? And then you accidentally walk. Now you have to go back to the same location, take 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, just to fix your follower, and you just lost a crazy amount of aura in the process in front of everyone. So you don't want to be that guy. So let's work together to not let that happen, right? Now, we know how a perfect spin is achieved. You don't want to go too slow. You don't want to go too fast. So let's jump into like what can you do to practice, right? And here's where it gets a bit unintuitive, I feel. Because I feel like a lot of people would assume the way to go is to basically tap around slowly and then slowly build up the speed as you go, right? But this is not practical. It's not how it works. And here's why. Because the exact technique that you're using when you're slow is completely different than the technique you're using when you're in the correct tempo. And let me explain. So in this game, when you're holding a key and then you click a different movement key on top of that, the new one is gonna be the one that's active, I guess. So I'm holding D here, and while I'm holding D, I'm gonna click W or click S. I'm still holding D, by the way. So the way you turn your character would be while you're still holding that same position, D, you would click the new one, but you have to do it very fast in a way where you don't move. So let me demonstrate something. So let's go left, down, and right. Okay? And I'm gonna hold all 3, by the way. I'm not gonna release any key. See? See how my character was just spinning? Again? It doesn't matter that I kept moving right side, but the idea is that I kept using all 3 keys and I did not lift any key. And if you do it a bit too slow, you risk walking by accident. And if you do it too fast, you skip some of the directions, right? So you want to be right on time, just like Whiplash. Yeah, so let's get into the drills. Let's start with 4 steps, not 3 steps. Let's start with 4 steps, okay? So I'm facing downwards. I want to go basically 4 steps, either from the left or the right, whether you're a clockwise spinner or anti-clockwise spinner. I'm gonna go right, up, left, and then down. 4 steps, right? And I'm gonna stop. You want to try to do it all in legato motion. Legato is when you kind of connect each key to the next one, right? Rather than staccato, is opposed to when you like be tappy. You don't want to do that. I mean, you can be a little bit tappy, but not too like fully staccato, you know? So yeah, you want to practice this, and you want to make sure every single circle is like you give it enough focus and patience between the next rounds, right? Like just focus up, do one, and then now focus up. Make sure every single time you practice, you do it with like full focus. And this is really, really important because that's how you build upon good habits. So if I'm being deliberate in the way I practice and I'm being thoughtful with full focus and I keep repeating that, I'm building up on good muscle memory that will eventually come in subconsciously later, right? So make sure you're focused, fully focused when you're practicing. Don't just do it for the sake of doing it, you know? Now let's start with the next direction. So now I'm facing right side and I want to do 4 steps. And this is really important to cover up all the different steps. And make sure, so here when I'm spinning, I'm trying to be thoughtful of distributing the time between each direction. So I want to make sure that every single direction gets as equal time as possible. I know it's not, you can never be fully perfect in milliseconds, but it's just something that you want to focus on to maintain like a perfect spinning technique. So now let's start with the upper side. Let's do 4 steps. Or, I mean, if you're a clockwise spinner, you can do that, but stick to one direction, right? You're either an anti-clockwise or clockwise spinner. Yeah, so now let's add, so instead of going slow and building up the speed, you want to build up the number of steps. That's like the core idea. And this method is also used by musicians, by the way, when they practice like really difficult and fast technical lines. Is when they break each line into different little sections and then they try to connect them together. Let's do 5 steps. So I'm facing downwards. That's 5. Another 5. Another 5 from there. Another 5. And it's fine to make mistakes here. Like, you're gonna walk a lot by accident. You're gonna skip some steps by going a little bit too fast. That's perfectly fine. But try to be thoughtful and like fully focused, whether like to notice the mistakes that you make so that you can be able to fix them, you know? So yeah, and please cut your nails. And don't be too stiff on your hand, you know? Let loose with your fingers, you know? Like just do it with a flowy motion. And practice the drills, and your subconscious should pick up the muscle memory as you're sleeping. So let's say you practice a day and then you sleep, and then the next day you're gonna be like way much better. That's just how the brain works, you know? And also another thing is that you can spin while biking. Yes, people see you spin while biking. You can spin while surfing too. That also happens. But here's the thing. And before that, wait, let me let me demonstrate like something cool that I like to do. And this is like just flashy things you can have fun around with. You can spin. First of all, you can bind your clothes onto the keybinds here on the hot bars, right? I don't know if a lot of people know about this, but you can do it and like have fun spinning. And this takes a lot of focus, by the way. Yeah, so you can change your outfits while spinning. It takes even much more practice to do. But Jim Rerun is also insane at doing that. And oh yeah, since we're already on the topic of spinning and flashy things, let's talk a little bit about bike hopping. So I prepared this. I'm in channel 3. There we go. So this is my other account. So here, oops. So here I'm gonna spin with the bike, and I can see myself spinning, right? Let me jump around. I'm bike hopping, right? With the acro bike. And this happens only in Hoenn, the superior region. So here I'm bike hopping, but I don't see myself bike hopping. That's because people only observe you bike hopping when you're moving around. So whenever you stop, people don't observe you doing anything. And you cannot change the direction while you cannot spin basically while bike hopping without trying to move that way, you know? But here's the cool thing I learned the other day is that, let's say I'm in this specific corner, right? If you try to shove your way into the tree, it doesn't show. But as long as you change direction, even if you're stationary, people see you bike hopping. It's just something cool I learned the other day, you know? So yeah, that's it about spinning, bike hopping, all these flashy things. And if I don't know, if you found out more stuff, let me know about it. I would love to know. And yeah, please enjoy. Don't be hard on yourself. Enjoy it. And big shout out to this guy, Jim Rerun. So he calls me the spinning goat all the time. He glazes me, but in reality, he's actually the spinning goat. Look at this
Darkrai.
flawless, perfect technique.
Why are they just looking at me? They're intimidating me. You're making my hands sweat because you're intimidating me, and then I won't be able to spin as much because my hands are sweating. How do you spin so fast? What is Team Radiance talking about? What is going on at Team Rad? That's not fair. This person is absolutely insane. Wait, I need to do a